There's one thing that they don't tell you about when you are in your early 20s and you're working hard, you're trying to accomplish things, you want to buy a house, and you finally get to that point. What they don't say, and this is me saying this as someone who's been a homeowner for 5 years now, is that as much as it is beautiful when you are able to create the home that you've always envisioned, but it is the most stressful thing. It feels like every single year there's something. Every single year there is something. Last year, I had decided that I'm going to do the bedroom cupboards. I ended up getting scammed by the carpenter. I think it took like 23 grand or something. That was last year. That thing deflated me. It killed my spirit. This year, we just started the year. Let me show you actually. Let me show you. You can wake up. The boundary wall between you and your neighbor has collapsed with the hedge. This is what can happen. At this point, the way I'm feeling and the way killing heartful getting, it almost feels like I just want to sell the house and move. It is every year. And just go rent, where all these little things that happen are someone else's problem and not mine. I'm grateful, but
Buying versus renting. This is a big debate at the moment. People are starting to question if buying a house for it to be your primary residence is truly an investment. In 2017, my mom and I entered into an agreement after she purchased an apartment in the North Riding area. And our agreement was that I would take care of the bond repayments. And after 7 years, I can honestly say that this has probably been just the biggest burden and liability. It's the bond, it's the rates, and then the levies. I think the levies where I stay are around 2,006, if not 2,800. It just costs a lot of money. Then you have to maintain it because things break, things fall apart. It's true that houses do increase in value over time, but the only way to profit from that increase is if you sell it. You are carrying the cost of that home for 20, 25 years plus. And those carrying costs offset any equity you are building. On average, your primary residence will cost you around 2.5 times the purchase price in carrying costs over the lifespan of your bond. I did an exercise the other day. After I saw a for sale sign outside our complex, I went on Property 24. I found the apartment that was for sale in the very same complex that I live in. And it was the same spec, 2-bed, 2-bath, duplex. Guys, the value has only increased by 200,000 Rand in 7 years. Aibo. And this idea of having to wait 20 years in order to reap the benefits is a bit ridiculous, hey? Like when you actually run the numbers, it really doesn't make sense. I'm really starting to lean towards buying a property for somebody else to rent out. And even in that case, you won't see the returns unless you're putting in a good 50% of the actual purchase price. That's when you start to see the money. Otherwise, if you're still buying a property for somebody else to live in and it's under a 100 or 90% bond, you have to look for tenants and all of this drama that comes with it. It's a headache, eh? Unless you can finish that bond in 5 years, the numbers are looking sketchier and sketchier. But I really want to hear from other homeowners. Am I crazy for feeling or thinking this way?
I've seen an increase of young people buying property in their names, and I'm very happy about it. But a lot of you are falling into the same traps. So as a person who works in property, these are the things that I've noticed. You are liable for your rates and levies from the date of registration. So from the date that your transfer goes through at the deeds office, you are liable for your rates and levies. Right? Not from the day that you move in. So if your property registered on the 15th of February, you are liable for that property's rates and levies from the 15th of February, not from the 15th of May, which is when you moved in. Don't confuse the two. Okay. Otherwise you will be behind by at least 60 days with your levies. And with some of the complexes, if you look at their conduct rules, you will find that a lot of them can start to hand you over to lawyers because you are behind by 60 days. Number 2, if you fall into any type of financial trouble, anything like that, call your managing agent before they call you. Plan with your managing agent before they call you to let you know that you are behind with your levies. Please, it will save you so much trouble. If you can come up and you say, I've been retrenched, I cannot pay the full levy, but what I can do is I can give you this proposal for a payment plan for the next maybe 6 months until I get a new job. Do that. Do not ignore the calls of your managing agent. Do not. Because you do not want to be handed over to lawyers. You do not want to have to put your levies plus lawyers' fees on your account. Please, it will take you so long to get out of that debt. Contact your managing agent when you run into financial trouble. Number 3, if you are a person who cannot take rules and you don't want to be told what you can and cannot do with your property, do not buy in an estate and do not buy in a complex. There are a set of rules where you can do certain things and you need to follow that for you and your complex and your estate to be happy with you. So let's not break that rule. And please, I also want you guys to stop falling into this trap of, you guys are doing this to me because I'm black. At the beginning, you signed the rules. You put your signature on that. So to them, that says, okay, this person understands the rules and understands what is required of them. Please, guys, let's just be better, huh? Let's not be like our parents.